I think that we can all admit that Portland's real estate market is confusing with a lot of variables at play. That being said, I did see some numbers and trends this last week that felt familiar. We'll get into those numbers and what they mean for buyers and sellers right now. The first thing I think worth mentioning is that the average sale price is showing a lot of resilience that we weren't expecting. It rose another 2% versus the previous week and ended at $622,854. That's down 1.3% versus where we were roughly the same time period last year. Check out this graph here. I think it shows something kind of interesting. You can see here that since the end of January, the average sale price has been increasing at a pretty regular, steady pace. But this last week, the number seems to have jumped outside that corridor that we've been traveling up in. One data point outside what we've been seeing doesn't show a trend, but it's something that we'll watch over the next couple of weeks to see if it can give us some more information about where we're heading. What does this mean for buyers and sellers? Well, for sellers or homeowners, it means that we may be clawing back some of that equity that we lost this last year. For buyers, though, not great news. Ever since interest rates went up last March, it's been about an affordability problem. As average sale price continues to rise and rates stay kind of stubbornly around 6%, it's not great news for buyers. The inventory did increase, which is good. The reason for the increase is because of the number of new listings that hit the market this last week, 617, which is up 19% versus the previous week. The number of new pendings, so the number of contracts that were agreed to last week, was up 30% to 754. Take a look at this chart, which really illustrates how much we jumped up from one week to the next. So we'll watch this number for the next couple of weeks and see if it holds or if it recedes. What does this mean for sellers? Obviously, more buyer activity is good for sellers. Folks are trying to sell their homes right now. My agents and I, as we've been out there with both buyers and sellers, are encountering more multiple offer situations, more than we've been seeing in the last few months. The last thing to mention are the bank-owned properties and short sales. No real change once again. We're looking at 52, that's up from 51 last week for bank-owns, and 18, that's down 1 from 19 last week. Well, that's all the excitement I have for you this week. Thank you, as always, for watching to the very end. I do appreciate that, and I would love a thumbs up or a follow if you haven't followed this channel yet. And as always, if you know of someone who might find this interesting or helpful, please share this video with them. All right, we'll see you next week.